So I get frustrated with these things because it's like life is just too fucking short for me to compromise. At this point, if I'm 40 and I'm fucking satisfied, then that's a different thing. Being 40 and satisfied, I fucking hate that word and I hate like that the sound of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I want to fucking slow my roll and have kids, and fuck it. Like I can pivot. You can't pivot at 27 and fucking redeem that. Because if that motherfucker comes out with Down syndrome or that motherfucker comes out autistic or whatever the fuck happens, has a heart issue, has this issue, has that issue, guess what? Your finances are fucked. Your physical life is fucked. It's done. If that's your aspiration and that is something that you really desperately dream of, I'm not the person to judge. I'm speaking for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if that is your dream, then baby girl, go do it. Send it. And send it wholeheartedly. And I've dated girls that they're like, look, I want to be a mom. I'm like, be a mom. I ain't going to be the daddy.
Yeah.
And even if I were the daddy, guess what? If you ain't ready to take the baby to Mexico in a week,
It's respect.
I'll send you money.
Yeah.
I want the baby to come with me. It's my baby. But I'm not going to stop because what does that show the baby? It's okay to be fucking average Joe. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah. You're right. It's
Fuck.
It's personalized, but that's how it is. I mean, at the end of the day, you are you,
and everyone knows, like deep down. Like I've never had the feeling of wanting a kid. I've just never fucking had it. In the same way that I've never.
Well, yeah,
wanted to go to like fucking Disneyland.
Well, here's the thing. What I think you guys are misunderstanding what I meant by wanting a kid. I didn't say wanting a kid. I'm saying the idea of it down the line is great. I think a long-term plan of having, brought down some sort of family after yourself, because if you're improving, genetically, you're improving your health for all these years. You're doing all this great stuff. You're trying to help out your DNA. Why not have a child somewhere down in your timeline, right? Mm-hmm. But like you said, life is too short, correct? So we should be hungry right now to just do, experience, see, live before we make any of these decisions. These decisions, they're not even technically made. I think they just happen. Okay? Because we've already said this. Okay, last year you weren't the same as today. And the year before that you weren't the same as last year. So who knows next year? Things change. So allow for that. But I think as long as you're curious, you're ambitious, you're always hungry to do things and try new things and meet people and build things other than tangible things. So like build relationships, build knowledge, build freaking things. It'll make you a better writer, a better seeker, a better freaking visionary. But like what else? It's these little things that you do that impact the rest of your potential timeline. Actually, if you think about it, the order of decisions you're going to make, you're a better decision maker. So think of where you could be in the next 17 years. Right. So like, if I talk about kids, I'm going to be talking about like in the next 20 years, like long-term.
You get somebody pregnant like next week.
He's like, shit.
Well, you've got to stick by your convictions.
You get me? But that all comes down to philosophy. Like, is that even a desire? I wouldn't even ask myself that now. Right. Because I'm keeping real close focus with things that are going to get me to later decide on those things if I need to. Right. I'm not even at I'm like at the base of the startup of the build of the platform. Like I'm not even there yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. This guy.
A bitch will practice as much as you will
practice, bro. Yeah, you got to stick by your convictions and just anything that falls to the wayside falls to the wayside.
We're young. He said it himself. Live like you're 25. Live like you're 27. I don't know why the hell who put 30 as a marker of like you're getting old.
Dude, well, that's the past, right? Like, and we are the first. Is this thing even on? Are we?
Yeah.
We all is.
Okay. Oh, we've been on.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We'll probably have to cut because there's some personal information and shit.
Yeah. No, at the beginning, I'll cut the beginning out. Don't worry.
Oh, shit.
He's like,
This
yeah,
guy's like,
fuck
oh,
that bitch.
damn. Oh, shoot, dude. Yeah.
Oh shit. I think I lost my phone. Whatever.
Did you?
Yeah, it's down there. I don't care.
Into the fucking chair.
No, it's like I think that those are, like you said, conviction is I kind of touched on how I view things, right? Like this is the year of prerequisites. Flexibility was like one of the big things I was working on. I've always been like pretty immobile, like very good athlete, not super mobile, hips super tight. And I want to still, this is a multi-year journey of me trying to get side splits and shit like that. That's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of dedicated effort to these things. A couple years ago, as I was like really starting to get into the game of like wanting to be successful and wanting to be better than other people, I remember one year, it was the year of conviction. Conviction is a fixed or firm belief, leaving no doubt. That's the definition. Like when I started this journey, that was my thing. I was in the van. I was playing soccer. I started playing soccer at 22. Like, how the fuck did I play on a second division team?
It's unheard of, bro.
No, it's fucked up. But it was like, yo. So my name on like Twitter and stuff, my like alias, right, is War Daddy.
Yeah.
And War Daddy, that is the culmination of how I see myself, right? It's like, it might sound stupid, but it's like, to me, when I step on the pitch, I'm a gangster. You step in my box, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You put a shot on net, I'll fucking kill you. If you get close to me, I'm going to wreck you. If I have a chance at taking a shot at you, I will take a shot at you. And that's just how I am, right? Off the field, I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you put me on the field, it's a game. And I want to win. And I want my brothers to win. And when they win, I win. If you get close to me, I'll fucking wreck you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like that War Daddy mentality, that's how I go into trading. Like there's this whole like mentality that they say Jeets are going to Jeet, right? Jeets are just people that sell early. Sometimes you got to Jeet because you see the ship is sinking, right? And maybe you got out of it what you needed to get out of it. Jeet, get the fuck out. You stand to lose more than they stand to lose.
Yeah.
Remember that. Because like to you, you stand to lose a lot. Like life is here. It's coming. We're in it. This is the fucking third inning.
Yeah.
The game started. This is the 35th minute, dog. Like if you don't take it seriously, guess what happens? You lose. They don't lose. They don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not their life to live. You might live until you're 80, 90 years old. And you just wasted 40 years. And now you're fucking 85 and you're like, God damn, I really should have fucking done X, Y, and Z. I will not say that.
Yeah.
I might say, damn, I should have slowed down. That's okay. Like I might regret that. I might be lonely. I might be some of those things. Sure.
Way fucking better than the alternative.
That is way better. I can
crap.
sleep at night.
Dude, that just shifted my whole... Okay, hold on. So you can actually imply emphasis on like, but I'll be lonely, but I'll be this and that and that. And that could be your world. Or you could be like, oh, but I'll just be lonely. Oh, I'll just be this and that. Those are like, you're really like undermining them, you know? You're just taking the value out of them.
It's
So
all
they
a
mean
fucking
nothing to you.
trade-off.
Like,
dude.
what is being lonely? Like,
But you could be 88 and fucking
Right.
other 88-year-old women.
Yeah.
Like everybody's lonely. Oh, my husband died. Cool.
Bro,
Let's fucking
that's what
go
I'm
to work.
saying is that like, wow, okay, yeah. So you choose. That's all perception. It's you choose what is high and mighty to you, and what is like, what do you value the most?
But is it truly a question of A or B? Because there are so many potential options.
Right. There's gray. They're okay. The one thing I hate is the middle. I've always been this way. I hate the fucking middle. I said it earlier. Binary, 1 and 0. Right?
Mhm.
I don't like the middle. It doesn't exist. If you're in the middle, you're fucking up. Now, there is gray in life. Right? You could be in a relationship that you don't want to be in. You could be you could be at a job you don't like. Muhammad Ali said, sacrifice now, forever be a champion, right? That's like his thing, right? Sacrifice now, forever be a champion. That implies that there is going to be time that you are sacrificing in order to accomplish something. That is separate. That is a gray area, right? But you're building. And if you're passionate about what you're building, we were just talking about this, right? You guys are getting successful. You guys are having some growth. That feels good.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it because you've been fucking working your ass off. Now, there is also a time to do. There's also a time to expedite learning, right? You go and seek, you grow 10 times faster. I don't know the exact stats, right? Like I know that like Tim Ferriss is a massive dude on like almost like life hacks and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Like expediting things. There is a way to expedite. If you learn like skill sets that you learn at the 80th percentile and you just as a beginner jump to the 80th percentile, you skip all the beginning shit. You have to learn that still, but you're learning something way more difficult that already implies the things that you learn in the beginning stages.
Mhm.
It's just having balls, right? Me learning soccer, right? Never played. Bought a one-way ticket to Colombia. Go down there and I learned from the best. I lied about everything that I had ever done. I used my baseball resume and I said that I had played soccer my entire life. Total bullshit. They put me in the fucking field and it was a practice, 7v7, like short, small-sided scrimmage. Ball didn't go in the net. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to make aggressive mistakes. I can't play with my feet. So if the ball gets near me, bang it.
Mm-hmm.
Limit downside exposure, right? It's a thing in trading too. Like if this is high risk, there's a time to risk. There's a time to not risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to lose your ass if you can't lose your ass. I couldn't lose my ass in that practice because it was the beginning. So I was not trying to take a touch. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was like, gets near me, bang it. They aren't going to fault me for fucking banging something out, right? And if I keep making saves, they're going to be like, yo, this guy's a better shot stopper than the shot stoppers we have. We could teach him how to play with his feet. Now, if I was fucking up with my feet, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking idiot, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a time to risk. This is our time to risk. Because if we lose our ass, we can rebuild. If you have a kid right now, or 2 kids, or 3 kids, Casey Neistat had a kid at 17, right? He's a gangster. Are you better than Casey Neistat? That's a pretty big statement,
question.
right?
Yep.
You're like, yeah, I can do what Casey Neistat did.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, fucking, you couldn't even do it without a kid. You get what I'm saying?
Just like everyone says they can start a fucking podcast. We're just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, have fun.
Go
right? There's a level of OG-ness. There's a level of like fucking gangster ass attitude that people need in order to accomplish things. People will come up to me and they're like, oh, I did X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, fucking blow me.
No, straight up.
I bought the bike on Craigslist. I didn't have to have a nice bike. I went to so many bike shops in Newport Beach and I was like, hey guys, I'm going to ride my bike across the country. I got laughed out of the shop. Blake can tell you. They're like, have you ever gone on a bike tour? I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, okay, you're going to ride across the country. I'm like, yeah, that I'm asking for fucking advice. Like, you're either going to give me advice and I'm going to do it, or you're going to not give me advice and I'm going to do it.
What is up with like putting this like impossible marker on seemingly mundane things? What changed? It's a bike. There's a road. Go.
Send it.
Dude, like this is my mentality. God gave me 2 legs. What's stopping me?
Go.
Because I swear to God, if someone put a gun to my head, damn right I'd do 300 push-ups. I can't even do 10 right now.
But you'll fucking find a way. And that's
what I'm saying. It's that mentality.
But it's because
simplifying.
other people can't. They can't. Or they can't fucking fathom because they're soft. But this is going back to our earlier statements, right? You sitting in a room with somebody that's soft. I have somebody in mind that I'm thinking of when I'm like comparing this. And I'm like thinking about you and that person sitting in the room together. I was like, bro, fucking Zayd would lose it. Like, by soft, I mean just soft. Severely overweight. Makes excuses for fucking everything. It's fucking annoying, right? And like, as a friend, I'm not really a friend or else I would fucking say something, but like, I feel bad, you know? But at the same time, like, it's not my job.
You reap
like,
what you sow.
Yeah. So if gun to your head, guess what? You're going to go to the gym now, huh?
Yeah. 100%.
You're going to stop eating that.
It don't matter.
And what's pissed me off the past 4 months in my life, of course, it's not black and white, but past 4 months of my life, I've gotten soft. There are elements of my life that have gotten very soft, and that's pissed me the fuck off to the point where, like, now I'm at this breaking point. I have to fucking do everything that I know is within me, conviction-wise, or else I might as well just hang myself.
Yo, I have something for this. Ready?
Yeah.
There's been multiple times in my life where, like, because we talked about it before, like, when I see myself as an animal, it's like the snow leopard, right? Like I don't show much, but when I do show, I wanna ball out, and then I go the fuck back to my little hole. When I'm in those dark times, I have dark times where I don't go to the gym and I don't eat right and I don't do things. I'm not looking to fucking be better than everybody else. Like I have weak points. David Goggins has weak points. Rich Roll has deep fucking dark areas. You know what I'm saying? Rich Roll is a fucking alcoholic and a shitty dad.
Yeah.
Rich Roll, you're one of my fucking regulars. I did not mean that. I don't mean to be rude.
He's a G.
Yeah, you're a fucking gangster. Like massive inspiration. But all that to be said, right? Like I have dark points. Disgust is the number one tool to get myself out of something.
100%. I resonate so fucking much with that.
Bro, because you'll fucking give yourself a leash, long leash, right? Like, oh, today I'm gonna do it. Oh fuck, I didn't do it today. No, I'm gonna go work out, and you half-ass workout, and then you fuck this, that, the other. Guess what? There's gonna come a point where you have a fucking fat roll, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna either fucking hang myself or I'm gonna go for a 26.2 mile run right now because I'm fucking disgusted.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, we were talking about base layers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. You hit this foundational support point. It is trading. Trading and fucking life, it's weird how they mirror each other. Mm-hmm. You hit a support point and you're like, boop, boop, because of nothing. It's just because that is the level of disgust that you now have. You're like, I am not going back there. I refuse. I am not dipping below this point. Mm-hmm. I don't care if I fucking end this relationship. I don't care if my parents get pissed off. I don't care if I lose my job. I don't fucking care. This is where I bounce. And then guess what? All of a sudden you have momentum.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Health, relationships, money, everything.
Bro, it's because disgust.
Yeah.
And people will be like, you're too hard on yourself. Fuck you, bro.
Dude, when people tell me that.
You're not hard enough. Bro, that's nothing. That's the thing. Like, you want to go harder.
I'm like, because people who say that type of shit assume that I'm having a terrible time.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in. I'm fucking enjoying myself.
Yeah.
The process.
Do you think like I'm hating my life when I'm going on like a 3-mile beach run or a fucking 45-second beach sprint?
You're thriving.
No.
You're thriving.
Exactly.
My hole is the most comfortable place designed by me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everything in there is for the benefit of recovery so I can come back even stronger. And that's all it is. That's really all it is, right? You're restarting the game of chess.
Yeah.
To regenerate. And it's just, it can be difficult to deal with because, you know, at your weak points, you do not want to feel weak, right? Because, you know, you're like, damn, dude, in my fibers, I'm not this weak. But like, why am I being weak right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the fat roll, like you said. And then that's just the breaking point. You go, okay, that made me feel filthy. Like that gave me the visual cue of I am not a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that?
You're a fat fuck.
Yeah,
bro,
literally.
I literally say things.
Yeah.
Like, bro, why am I being a fat cunt? Yeah. My girlfriend's like, yo, you have a 6-pack. I'm like, do you see this?
Same thing happens with me.
I'm like, do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm like, it might be okay for you. Guess what? It's not okay for me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I would be glad to have body dysmorphia. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm going to change.
My favorite word ever to describe someone that is fucking up. Okay? Idiot. Just an idiot. Like all around, well-rounded idiot. Like you just... I hate it. I get that. I get that. Yeah.
I'm starting to like geek, dork, nerd, all that shit.
Oh, it's just like, dude, when they get like that, and like you said something, you're like, get stuck in, right? It's like when I'm in that, I don't give a fuck about anything. Anything. Bro, my workouts. I've like started introducing, I've been on like the mobility game and now I'm on the strength game and stuff. And I'm like getting back in and I'm like finally kind of getting to the early stages of getting stuck in again. And I'm like moving to Mexico City and like all of that shit, right? But I have to find my routine and I have to be gentle and cautious with my mental state because I know that right now my routine's about to change. So if I fucking motherfuck myself to smithereens, like that doesn't help me, right? I have to be cautious with how I feel about this stuff.
Yeah.
But all that to be said, like as you're going through this process, using those visual cues and the body dysmorphia or whatever, like you will see things that you aren't okay with it are okay for other people. That's not my fucking problem.
Yep.
If you're okay with it, you're okay with it. Be okay with it. It's not okay for me. And if I call myself a fat cunt, I'm not saying that you're a fat cunt.
No, not at all.
Hey, it is what it is. Like you like your body, fucking like it, bro. I can't run the Cooper test.
I did the worst test on the planet, bro.
So one of my goals, right?
Oh.
One of my goals, because I was so down and out, and I knew, I was like, yo, if I had to run the Cooper test right now, I wouldn't even run the first mile. I couldn't. For like those people that don't know what the Cooper test is back-to-back miles under 5 minutes. So it's like, that's full tilt. And like when at Newport, I fucking crushed it. I ran like a 4:43 and a 4:52.
You beat me, huh?
Yeah.
I missed it by 15 seconds.
I didn't. 4:43 and
Still beating
4:52.
you. Still beating
The
you.
only
So
other
far.
person that passed it on that first go was Kevin.
Yeah.
4:43 and a 4:52. Mile. Bro, I'm 6'5", 210 pounds.
That's
Bro, but I didn't give a
Impressive.
fuck. And I'm like, damn, if I had to run that right now, I would die. And there was a headwind that day. I remember that because, dude,
Yes.
coming around the back turn, I was like, I'm going to die. Bro, and you're like throwing up as you're running.
Yeah.
You're like, bro,
Dude.
brutal. But I was like, 4:43 is gangster.
That's so
Yeah.
gangster, bro.
Bro, that's like having the internal will of Zeus. Like
Yeah.
you're just
We got one life, dog. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's you versus me. Guess what? The Bears coming and I'm going to beat
I
that
like
ass.
that. I like that. I've never been listen, my entire life, the only thing I ever took serious sports wise was skateboarding.
Uh-huh.
All right. I did all the good little tricks out in the streets. And then I moved up to vert. Once I started getting injured, I'm like, screw this.
Fuck this.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to like 12 stairs. And you're like, no, I'm good.
Hey, yo, fuck
So me finding a challenge within sports I always have felt like it's just a game.
Mm.
It's just a game. I don't really care. You know, I don't really care until you start losing. And you're like, oh, damn, I'm so far in this hole right now. How is it 7-0?
It's
I can climb back
If it's
up.
7-0 and I'm playing, guess what?
Yeah.
That's not
No,
going to be 7-0.
no.
But guess what? But when I am the O and and it just hits me like mid game that you're messing up so bad, you're digging yourself deeper into this hole. I'm like, all right, something happens where it's just boom. And I climb up to like 6 and it ends up just being like 6, 7.
Mm.
All right. Where was that, Will? At the
Yeah.
very beginning. I just never took it serious from an initial start. That was always tough for me with sports.
See, I think me and Dalton,
no matter what it
opposite
was.
in that regard.
Dude, like I've always enjoyed tennis. I've always enjoyed soccer. I've always enjoyed basketball. And I've been decently well at all of them, from shooting to defensive to everything, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, great. But there's something missing. It's always the initial start. But when it comes to creativity, right? The initial start, people go, dude, you're way too detailed. Like, why are we trying to organize everything before we even have a date set?
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's how you do it. You know, you got to come in strong. And they're like, and I realized that there's something about sports I just don't tune in with. I don't know what the hell it is. And I think it just might be the aggressiveness, the fights I've seen, you know, from people fighting over a goddamn, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm like, fucking,
And-
that's what
and
I
then,
live for.
you know, because I'm watching it and it's just like, it's just a scoreboard, guys. Relax, you know? Like,
No,
it's not.
That's like the
It
first
really
thing you
isn't.
tell me to
And I'm
piss me off.
starting to
Yeah.
learn that. And it's because now I'm slowly, the more I lose on the field, the more I'm like, dude, nah, bro. What the hell? And what really brought me closer to that is MMA, boxing. So true fights, you know,
Mhm.
respect. The harder you go, the more respect there is in the
Mhm.
ring, dude. And I'm starting to just realize that warrior mentality it's always been it's a man thing. And we're just becoming less manly as people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I admitted that. I did. I'm just like, yeah, that's an aspect of my life that I need to get going at, you know? Once I did, what happened? Like during my dark times, I'll just break a door real quick.
That's something
you know what I mean? You saw it.
that's something you'll never knock within me. Me personally, I'm pretty sure it's the same with you. It's just from the initial get-go.
Yeah,
There's a reason why everyone around me has said, like, why are you so good at every sport?
you are.
From bowling to baseball to basketball
To billiards, bro.
I will-
shut the hell up, dude.
Bro, the
run your ass.
moment we get in and we start,
Uh,
I don't fucking know you.
yeah.
We're playing a game. It's not even a game. It's life or death for me. And I feel like that translates completely into
Yeah.
different areas of your
Even
life.
FIFA, bro. Like every once in a while after the podcast, we'll play FIFA. I'll easily I'll cruise your ass real quick, you know, whatever. And this guy's like, and he'll make it. He'll beat me. Regardless, he'll beat me. And I'll be like, what the hell? am I doing wrong? Like, what am I doing? I was
Bro, it's a
winning.
mentality.
Yeah.
So what would happen if you applied that mentality to fucking everything?
Bro, so I'm an analyst, right? And I my job is literally produce deep dive reports. So like I'll talk with Kevin and we kind of combine our brains and is like, okay, what are we going to talk about? What area is there an opportunity there, right? Music NFTs, fashion NFTs. These are areas that normies aren't even fucking relatively close to this. And people in CT, crypto Twitter, are like barely talking about it. So it's like, yo, there's an opportunity there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like producing these deep dive reports and they're for a very small select 1,000 people, right? It's called the Proof Collective. So the Proof Collective gets access to the deep dive reports, nobody else. I get so competitive about producing these things and producing everything perfectly. I'm like, I want to fucking have so many sources. I want to make sure I clicked on every single fucking link. I want to make sure that I fucking know this. I'm talking to people. I'm always like, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. So that if you have the question, because then what ends up happening is I'll produce a report and then the next week, Kevin and I will go on like an internal podcast. So that's what I've started doing. It's like I'm on podcasts like every week or whatever.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
And so it's just me and Kevin Rose. And I'm like, yo, I'm on a podcast with Kevin Rose.
What's up, guys?
But no, it's interesting. And like when people come up with questions, I'm like, yo, I want to make sure that I have a solid answer. And if I don't know, I'll get fucking furious. Or if somebody's like, yeah, well, you didn't cover this. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Paul. Yes, I did. Look at that.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm coming for your job.
Okay,
Because
fucking
I knew you, Paul, specifically, were going to say
dude,
that.
There's a
You're
couple,
like 20 steps ahead.
fucking dickheads. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
fucking beat your ass. That's besides it.
That will never change. Yeah. But that's that's a great way to live, I
But
think.
bro, the moment you destroy that competitive nature in a guy, that's it.
No, it's over.
It's fucking over, bro.
You see it in relationships too. Like when, like New York, right? The land of fucking like everybody, right? There's fucking rich people, there's poor people. Everybody takes the subway. So you see the rich CEO next to this guy. You see everything. It's open ledger, right? Nobody can hide their shit. They can hide behind what they're wearing and shit. But like at the end of the day, like if you're on the subway, like everybody knows, right? You'll see the hottest fucking chicks with some fucking fat ass lazy motherfucker. I'm like, how did he pull that? Like, where's the disconnect?
Straight up question marks everywhere.
Yeah, no, like, and it's everywhere. And I'm like, well, and like females outnumber males in New York. So like you already have the upper hand as a male. You're like, all right, cool, cream of the crop. Like if you're the top, like, you know what I'm saying? But it is interesting because like you'll see these people get in relationships and they just tank. You're like, bro, what happened? But they lose the competitive edge. They're super comfortable. They're like obsessed with fucking watching Netflix or whatever. I watched my first Netflix series, by the way. I watched a series.
What was it?
Narcos.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay,
That's a good one.
Narcos Mexico was like, that was dope as fuck.
Did you feel like a piece of shit?
No, I actually really enjoyed it.
Balance.
Yeah.
Goes back to balance.
There we go.
I actually, and
Bingo.
I like was obsessed with it.
Wow.
I cranked.
Yeah, of course. Your personality, you
And
crank
I was
everything.
like, bro, I watched fucking 30 episodes. In like
That's what
4
I
days.
say, dude. You got to control what you watch. It's not the tool itself because you could be doing other stuff on it.
Well, and it was like, it was all in Spanish, and right? Like I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I'm like sitting there listening. I'm like moving to Mexico. I'm like, cool. Like I'm seeing it as practice, and I'm like, cool. Like I'm learning history. I'm learning this, and I liked how well documented it was.
Cleaning
Like,
the rust. Yeah.
It was like so. And growing up in Southern California, and my dad being a cop, on top of that, like I grew up learning this shit, and to see like a solid visual representation of something, going along with like the creativity, what I've learned through living in New York. I love detailed craftsmanship. Like if you can be a master of something, I love it. No matter what. You spending fucking 87 million hours on fucking health shit. Like, yo, I respect the fuck out of it because I know how hard it is to spend 87 million hours doing something. You fucking in the hole. You love the hole. I hate the hole. But it's not for me to love or hate. It's yours. And then you produce something epic and then I consume it. And like, I think some people get like super aggro, right? Like they might be 17, 18 years old. They're like, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, if you can curate what you're consuming and you can follow the right people and limit the noise, you will have high signal timeline. That is an amazing opportunity. You get on your phone, your fucking little mini computer, you hit the fucking app, and then all of a sudden you have high signal, valuable information at your fucking disposal. That is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
For the fucking 18-year-olds that aren't fucking paying attention, it's like, yo, that is a good thing. Curate the fuck out of it. You don't like that person? Don't follow them. Because that's noise.
Yeah.
You don't like your fucking aunt? Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Get rid of her. She doesn't. If she's like, why did you unfollow me? Bitch, I blocked you.
This is the interesting about phone use. I have a horrible phone addiction, and I'm actively working in ways to reduce the use of my phone. But if you look at what I use my phone for, 90% of it is creating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Moving the needle forward to do something. I look at it as a necessary addiction up to a certain point. And I'm going to be ahead in certain aspects because I did that.
Mm.
As opposed to just fucking frolicking around at the farmer's market or going to a fucking concert.
Right.
Yeah. There are good producers, and then there's also good shoppers, good buyers. You get me? So like someone's going to produce a nice product. Okay. Someone else is going to copy that nice product, and it's going to be nice as well. And there's going to be this market of nice products in a vaster market of just products. Right. So then a shopper is going to come in. Now we forget there are good shoppers. There are people that know how to block the noisy ones and pick the good ones. They know what they're looking for. You know what I mean? That craftsmanship, that extra detail, that whatever it is. Just because they all look similar doesn't mean they're all similar all of a sudden. There are differences. So people sometimes take the time to do that. So you can be a good shopper in a sense, because you go back, you look at his wardrobe, and you're like, okay, everything in here feels like it's hand selected. He didn't create any of these things, but everything feels hand selected. Right?
Yeah.
So that goes, all right, this guy's well put together. Well, who made the products? Now you follow every company in that, and you get to see their corner of expertise and the craftsmanship. And you're like, wow, everything in here is distinct. And I actually got in touch with the producer because of the buyer, or vice versa. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I view the world sometimes, is that us as people, like he said, you know, we can benefit out of someone that's deep down in the hole, and then someone that's at the very top of the pinnacle, right? He's using this guy's, he believes this guy has the best form of creativity because he is at the very end of it. And look at, like, the way you perceive it is that he's at the end and he's at the top.
Sure.
But at the same time, you can look at it the opposite way, and it's just,
right,
boom, the hole's up here and he's down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. It's just we do different things. And I guess it's kind of like, you know how they say 50-50 marriage is kind of like the shit that you don't have, she covers, and then the shit she lacks, you cover.
Right. It's like,
so it's kind of like complementary, yin and yang, whatever. Mm-hmm. Look at it like that. You can. So that's a different type of strength, right? It can be looked as a weakness, right? Yeah. Someone that's just quiet all the time, does this, does that. But then you look at what he produces and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, and like
it's basically the quality of what this guy is purchasing. Like you're creating that quality for him. Like it's retarded. You know, like Louis Vuitton. That shit started down here, dude.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't something that was at the top. It just started there, right? And then obviously businesses grew. And then
it ties into the whole idea of like your flaws. Like, is there a flaw that somebody points out to you that you actually think is mostly a strength? People tell me I'm stubborn.
Oh, I'm stubborn as fuck.
I think we're all stubborn.
I was gonna say, if somebody tells me I'm stubborn, I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And
yeah. What do you want? Yeah.
Yeah, I get my way.
Like, yeah. I mean, it just goes back to the convictions.
Water.
Water?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. They are.
Man needs hydration.
I'm like, yo, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So, say it again.
A quote unquote flaw, because here's the thing, because I am a firm believer that you need flaws in order to carry you towards greatness.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that other people perceive as a weakness, that's actually a strength for you.
I think this one works in both ways, right? So my discipline, I'm on a sliding scale with discipline, right? I'll get super obsessed and then I let it fall. right? Like I'll sacrifice on certain things. Now, to a normal person, they're like, damn, why are you so obsessed with that? But then to somebody that's actually obsessed with it, they're like, you aren't working hard enough. It's like, bro, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like there's like this sliding scale of like, what is that balance? And I there is no such thing as balance. Balance is adapting to the current situation.
You're taking breaks.
Yeah. Like,
No, straight up. Like the more I talk to Dalton, the more I'm like, okay, we're kind of the same person in the way we move, because you've seen me. You've seen me at highs and lows.
Yeah.
And you've seen that. And it's just year by year. It's just like, great, right? I'm excessively active for a very long time, and I'm making shit happen, and I stack money, and then I just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy it. And I sit with myself and I go, what did you learn? What did you do this? And I start reading more and do all this stuff, right? I'm not reading all the time throughout my life. It's just, I go through periods of that. And I find leisurely activities through certain periods of time. That's all it is. But the quality of life is the same. I'm doing just fine.
mm.
It's just, what are you pushing for? I can push for whatever I want, whenever I want. And you live a life of just benefits all around, right? Because you know that you built that relationship in a specific way because it's in accordance to you. So it's like,
It does depend on the goal too.
yeah. So what is the goal though? Is the goal for you to be the most interesting person alive? Is your goal to be the most rich? Is your goal to be the most politically balanced or create a new government system? Like, what the hell's your goal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's goal is kind of different.
Well, I think it's dynamic. Like that's where I think some people get too stuck in on something where they're like, this is the vision. And I'm like, bro, if you knew the vision of 24-year-old Dalton versus the vision of today, two very different things. Like right now, I don't have anything. Like right now, I'm like, yo, I knocked everything off of my fucking chart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just fucking leveled up in so many ways.
So you're seeing the wall just like right in front of you, and you're pushing it.
Yeah. I'm like, so at this point, I'm like, well, fuck, now what do I like? And I've had like a lot of time to reflect on this, and I need more time to really kind of understand at what depth I've pushed past some of these goals. And now I'm going to have to sit here for the next 3 to 6 months, really understand the position that I'm in right now. I have Mexico City coming up. I know that I want to get like to a technical business professional level of speaking Spanish. So I'm like, so that I could host podcasts and shit like that in Spanish and interview people in Spanish. I'm like, dude, that would be badass.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because then that cements me further into the business where they're like, oh, dude, Latin dude.
So
get the white guy.
yeah.
You know?
Without
like, yeah.
trying, you're already becoming an interesting person.
Yeah. Well, and that's the flex, right? Like you're sitting here doing this, but then what else do I want to do? And I think that it's going to take time. And at some point, I know myself, I'm going to be like, yeah, this making money shit is like really cool, but fuck all this shit, I'm out. And I'm going to quit on a 1-day notice because that's me. That's just me. And when it happens,
yeah,
I'm going to try my best to fucking stick it out because I'm in an amazing position right now. But I'm sitting here having conversations with Louis Vuitton, partners at massive Web3 funds, fucking talking to creators of fucking the next big NFTs, sitting here getting on allow lists. I'm like, bro, money's not going to be the problem. Like, I will have money. I will have connections. What is deeper than that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need human interaction. I need some deep shit. That's found in the fucking jungles of Peru taking ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some deeper shit that I need to kind of push through. I'm not there yet. I don't know what I want. Like, I'm in the exploration phase. But at the same time, I'm like,
damn.
Yeah, it's a lot to kind of to plan out, and I don't think you can plan it. I think I'm gonna have to be in like a little bit of a reactionary state for the next like year or so.
Yeah.
And the next thing will come. Like, bro, I've done enough for the universe to like be like, all right, here's the next thing. You know what I'm saying? I've always pushed for that. Push. Now the universe is just gonna be like, oh, yo, here's the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
This is what all that time you were waiting for, this is what it is. Because I've learned my lessons. Right? People, they have the same shit pop up in their life. Like, love my mom, but my mom like gets in these relationships where it's not a good relationship. It's like, why? Well, her dad abused the fuck out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? She's going to be in the same shit now. And so she keeps
Repeating.
learning this lesson without learning it. Then she's like, oh, I learned that lesson. And then fucking 3 years later, another fucking abusive ass dude comes in. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, bro.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you learn your lessons until you really learn it. And then you progress.
Mm-hmm.
Me, the bike trip, no headphones, right? One of those things somebody called me out on was like, yo, you distract yourself because you don't actually want to deal with what's at hand. And like, this is an ex-girlfriend that said this to me. And I was like super pissed when she said that. She's like, when was the last time you took your headphones out? I was like, excuse me? She's like, when was the last time you actually paid attention to what was going on around you? She's like, you always have your headphones in. You're always distracted by podcasts. She's like, you're living your life. Like, take your fucking headphones out. And I'll never forget that because now you see me and you're like, bro, fuck this guy. Like, he never listens to anything. Right? It's like, it was a complete opposite switch. So then when I went on the bike trip and I said, no, I'm not using headphones. I'm not listening to any music. I'm not listening to podcasts. I'm not like listening to anything. I'm listening to Dalton. What I need to think, what I need to feel. Crazy fucking switch.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
know?
insane how you talk to yourself too.
Oh, bro, the first 6 weeks of the bike trip, I cried. Like,
Yeah.
I called every single ex-girlfriend. I called my parents. I called former friends. I called everybody. Say, hey, I don't think I really need to apologize for this, but like, I shouldn't have said this and I shouldn't have said that. And like, look, I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to admit like when you're wrong or when you push too far or when you said the wrong thing, like, yo, that's powerful.
Yeah, super.
Because as a man, we think that we need to be right all the time. Like, come on, I'm looking to you to head the family, or like your fucking dad passes away. And then all of a sudden,
I need to know
Mhm.
this. I should know this.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the kind of mentality
Yeah.
we have.
no, it's like, yo, I'm expected to perform.
Mhm.
But sometimes, guess what? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I just do.
Mm-hmm.
The rough part is when you beat yourself up for it.
No, fuck that. There's no time for that. It's like, yo, get over it.
Yeah.
You made mistakes.
Of course. Well, you learn that over time, you know?
You just really have to fucking quadruple down on who you are.
Dude, and be a kid. Be a kid.
There's no doubt about who you are too. You know deep down what that is.
Be a kid.
Mhm.
The older you grow, the more you're reverting back, technically, empathy-wise, you know? Not
Mhm.
logical, but like the way you feel, okay? As a man, you're not about like thinking with your emotions, but you're about feeling the past, you know? There were like every once in a while, put on your favorite cartoons, dude. Straight up.
Bust out some
Revert
Johnny
back.
Bravo.
And here's the thing. If you're an organized person, you will naturally limit it regardless.
Yeah.
You're not going to dive into like, oh my God, I'm in Netflix for like 3 months. No. It doesn't happen that way. You're not even capable of sitting. You're forcing yourself to relax at that point. And that's the thing. That's the balance part. Because you're just actively working 24/7. What is 15 minutes of cartoons? What is,
Bro, it's so hard
you know?
to slow down.
It
Like,
really is.
Coming back from New York, I got home. I was like sitting there, like gave everybody hugs, whatever, and I was like,
What now?
"Fuck, dude!" So I just went in the garage and I fucking opened up the garage door and I fucking put out a lawn chair and I just like sat in the garage. I was like,
This is unusual.
I was just like, nothing was going on. There's no fucking paletero, man. There's no nothing. It was just like me fucking hanging out. Like there's no music. There's no nothing. It was just quiet.
Dude.
Like every fucking 12 minutes, some car would drive by and they'd like wave at me. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. What the hell is
What the
this?
fuck?
I guess
But,
I'll,
like,
I guess
But
I'll,
you intentionally sat
Yeah.
with it.
yeah. Well, and
Okay.
I like no phone, no nothing. I was just like, damn, I'm just gonna
dude,
sit
even
here.
your phone is slow.
yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah.
That was me in Saudi. I went there for a week. It felt like a month.
Remember, you're just sitting there, like,
Dude, because it was like I landed there, it was 125 degrees. So I'm like already off to a bad start. Can't breathe. 30% of my breathing chamber is gone. And you're like,
Perfect time to go for
you're
a run.
just sitting there
Yeah,
like a
that's
dog,
it.
dude. You're like, you can't do anything. Yeah, so I feel it. The slow down process is the toughest part. It's like you're almost like, we call it restless.
Mm.
It's not really restless. It's just, oh my God, the perception of time is decreasing. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck with that. How long are you doing that for?
Here,
Yeah.
I'll be here till probably Thursday. So this is Sunday. So,
It's gonna be a long week this day.
yeah, it's gonna be a long week.
This day.
This day, dead ass. No, it'll be good. I'm excited. It's
Yeah.
like I need to kind of have a slowdown phase. So.
Yeah. No, it's really, I think it's really healthy for you. And that's the balance part, is that you check yourself every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some fucking push-ups, do some squats.
Bro, I went to the gym actually. Yo, going to like a gym in Riverside, California, right? I was like super excited. I've been working out at like a really nice gym in Lower East Side, Manhattan. And I was like, I walk in and I was like, hey guys, I'm only here for 3 days, but I kind of want to work out. She's like, yeah, okay, yeah, just come on in. I was like, do I need to pay anything? She's like, nah, you're only here for 3 days. I was like,
Sweet.
KK.
okay. I like go inside and I'm like, do you guys have bumper plates? Do you guys have resistance bands? Do you guys have any box jumps? Like, do you get like, is there any like plyometrics I can do? I'm like looking around. I'm like, there's not fucking anything. I was like, dude. So this is one question that I've been trying to ask myself, right? I came home. I left New York, and while I was in New York, I was like, bro, I'm so fucking over this place, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm so fucking over like the homeless man taking a shit in front of my house, like the trash on the street. I'm over it. I'm ready to fucking go experience something else. Then as soon as you leave, I'm like, God fucking damn, what the fuck did I just do? I'm in bumfuck nowhere. But I was trying to think, like, what is the advantage of living in Riverside, California? Why? Like, what is the thing that if I could go back, I would move somewhere like this? And I was like, damn. Trying to really fucking rack my brain around it.
Vitamin D levels.
And I'm like, yo,
Vitamin D levels.
yeah,
That's
I'm
about
like,
it.
exactly, sunshine. Oh, yeah, that's cool. No, but I'm like, damn, what is like the thing that if I was so convicted, like I just was like, so like, yes, this is the right move, what would be the thing I'd move here for? And I was like, honestly, the only reason to fucking be here in your youth is to, if you already know, like you've gone around the world, you've done your thing, you know exactly, you had the connections, all of that kind of stuff, come back there to limit distractions.
Yeah.
That's the only, that is the only thing. But the caveat here is like, why would you go to Riverside if you could go to fucking bumfuck nowhere, Montana? Because like, there's kind of three areas here in the US, right? Cities, suburbs, rural bumfuck nowhere.
Yep.
Okay. Cities, artificial, but culture's there at like a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have an artificial culture,
Mm-hmm.
but culture nonetheless. And you're exposed to so many things, right? Being around LGBTQ people, being around an expansive diversity, right? You're talking to people from all over the world. If you want Ethiopian food, it's 5 blocks away. You want Thai food, it's 1 block away. You want fucking Nepalese food, 1 block away.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have everything at your disposal. Artificial, but there's culture. Suburbs. Let's go to rural first. Rural. Absolute nothingness. Authentic human experience. No real sensory overload except for what the universe gives you, right? It's just life. So on one hand, you have artificial life. And then on the other hand, you have authentic life. But there's no sensory overload here that's going to make you, except internal, change your thoughts on things. You go there to figure your shit out, right? You're like Joshua Tree. Bumfuck nowhere. You're hanging out. You're with the trees. You're listening to the universe. That's that. New York City, you're fucking exposed to everything and anything. You have no idea what's going to happen. Suburbs. Nothing. There's no fucking reason to be here.
No.
Like, it's artificial as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of artificially experiencing real fucking culture,
There's no culture.
you're artificially experiencing consumer culture that they consume shit.
Yep.
They consume shit. Like they're speculating on New York. They're speculating on LA. They're speculating on London, Paris, Australia, fucking South America, Mexico. They're speculating. They don't know jack shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're sitting in an artificial world where they don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
At least in New York, you're artificially around a fuckload of people. So because there's so many people, cream's going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
If you're badass, guess what? Real recognizes real. That's the truth.
That is the truth.
You're in a city that's That's the goal. You go to the city, you find the cream, you get the fuck out. Then you go to Montana, you go to Idaho, you go somewhere, J-Tree, and you figure your shit out. But then guess what? You go back. I've gone back to New York City 6 times. 6 times. I've left 6 times, but I've gone 6 times. Why do I keep going? Because every single time I go back, I meet better people. Every single time. I go, I get the stimulus, I figure out what the fucking stimulus was, and then I go back. And then I go. And then I come back. It's because there is something there. It is secret sauce, bro. Why are the best creators in New York and LA? In the US, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's because they consume, they create, and then they produce something. And then it's a cycle, bro.
It does something to your being as well. Like I believe that 100%. It's more than what's available there at the destination. It's like, I feel like there's something we just don't know of, but every time you travel and travel back, and you go and you travel back and go and travel back, that transition is always doing something of leveling up for you. That alone.
Bro, you feel the energy as soon as you get off the plane.
I swear to God. And people, like, tell anyone to describe the feeling of, like, being considered international right when you're still at your local airport. That feeling of nothingness, of I do not exist here or there. That's human. You're in the air. Like, that's it. What am I? That's like, that feeling.
You're in the fucking Twilight Zone. That's what
it's so weird, dude. I don't know. But that, I feel like something in the universe with mixed in with energy and all that is just happening with the physical part of it happening along with time. It's crazy.
Do you feel the same way about, like, would you go to the extent of comparing LA to like a Newport Beach or Long Beach?
In what sense?
And like, you get you have an artificial environment, but you also have some sort of cultural.
There's Southern California in general is different. And like, obviously this is home for me, but like, I left 10 years ago. So it's like, the beach is like secret sauce in and of itself, because like you're around the water and stuff. It's hard. I'm back now, and I'm like, dude, do I want to live in Newport again?
I'm 1,000 feet from the beach in Long Beach, dude.
Right.
Every morning.
And that's badass.
Yeah.
Like, having that at my disposal. But then it's just like, I struggle with it. I really do, because I'm like, dude, do I really want to fucking put myself through that again? But why? Like, what I love about the beach, you get to experience nature every day, right? And morning swims, peak. But then the question is, why not go to fucking the Pacific coast of Colombia? Same water, right? Same waves, massive different experience. Right? And it's like, why subject yourself to comfort when you could go experience something? Now, if that's your comfort zone, you're going to go back to the hole, right? And the hole is going to be Long Beach. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go back. Cool. Go get comfortable. I've fucked myself at this point, because I've gone too far from comfort that now, like, New York City's comfortable, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I had friends fucking come visit New York, and this is right after the subway shooting. Okay, this is like 2 days after the subway shooting. Subway shooting actually happened like right down the street from my girlfriend's, but that's besides the point. They come to hang out. And they're like from Arizona, okay? And they're from the Dirty T, Tucson. They come to New York, and they're like, hey, so like, we're going to go get dinner or something. We'd like you to come. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, dude, let's hop on the subway. And they're like, go on the subway. I was like, dude, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, everybody takes the subway. And they're like, yo, the shooting just happened. I was like, yeah, so the shooting just happened, so it's probably not going to happen again right now. And they're like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, dude, I take it every day. Don't worry about it. We get on the subway, and they're uncomfortable, right? Like, you see like homeless people laying on the subway car. They're fucking just doing whatever. And I was like, just like kind of vibing, not paying attention to anything. We get off the subway car. We're walking up the stairs on the platform, and I see two naked homeless men, dick out, like just straight up, big dick, dick out. I didn't even say anything. I just like walk right past it. Ah, yeah, cool. Going up the stairs. And Tyler looks at me and he's like, are you not going to say anything about the dick? I was like, no, why would I say anything about the dick? He's like, bro, there were 2 naked homeless men.
Yeah.
Like, are you just like gonna, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to say? Like, yeah, there's 2 naked homeless men and one of them had a fat fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, all right, that's that. But it was just so funny. I was like,
I mean, yeah, it's odd, but it's not something I'm gonna fucking think about for a long time.
well, yeah, but you just like you aren't used to seeing it. But in New York, you used to seeing fucking anything.
Yeah.
You'll see a burning trash can in the middle of the road. You're like, all right, there's a burning
anything
trash
and
can.
everything. That's actually freaking funny, dude.
I feel like the Middle East has kind of prepared us for that shit.
Yeah, the Middle East has definitely prepared us for that crap, dude.
Yeah, it's the stimulus exposure to fucking everything. I'm like, I enjoy it, but I also don't, because you need to get out. But I think I need to find that right now, and that's kind of something I'm on the prowl for, is like, what is going to be my new home? Is New York always going to be home? I fucking hate the weather, so like that kind of puts me in a hard spot. And I'm trying to kind of figure that out. Like, who is Dalton? What is that thing that I'm like going to be known for? Is it going to be, am I going to be versatile? Is the next 10 years going to be the same as the last 7 years? If it is, I'm okay with that. But like, I am trying to be conscious of what I choose right now, because it's important. Like, I'm either going to be an expert within Web3 and NFTs. Cool.
Hell yeah.
That goes a long way. But is that really my heart?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do other things?
I think you said it best. Service.
Yeah.
That's where your heart is at.
Yeah.
Truly, right? And then that also ties in with like what life really is, which is that. It's that kind of stuff. It's not Web3. It's not NFTs. It's not cinema. It's not.
It's just a vehicle for your service, but
yeah. It's just a part of life.
Mm.
That's insane to me. And like, I love having these talks because they're just huge, giant, detailed reminders.
Mm.
I like to tell everyone to like fall in love with like the textures in life, fall in love with the essence, fall in love with the resonance. Like, if you notice, every country sounds different. Air sounds different in every room.
Mm.
It's just crazy.
You have to pay attention to
You have to pay attention.
We talked about it. We talked about the little things, right?
Yeah, we did. But that's what it is.
There's, bro, like,
Simplified.
For soccer visa, when we went to Costa Rica, there were so many moments where it's just like, I'm cruising on a bike at night. There are fireflies around me. There are fucking monkeys in the trees.
That moment, bro.
And I'm like at peace. I'm in it. Mm-hmm. Or skinny dipping in the ocean.
My favorite thing in the world is when I don't feel my pulse anymore. I swear. And you feel like you forgot you're breathing.
Yeah.
But you are breathing and you're just such in stillness.
Pitted.
And there's a woman.
Like, I definitely want a lot more of that. SoCal does feel like home.
But that's SoCal's home because you've been here for so long.
Exactly.
Bro, SoCal was home to me.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, until this trip right now, I came back home and I was like, I went to that party last night and I was like, bro, I don't have anything in common with any of you.
Yeah.
Any of you.
Normies.
Yeah. Well, and it was just like even deeper than that. It was like, y'all haven't left. Y'all are still here. And I'm out here doing all this extra shit. And it's like, I don't have anything in common with you. How do you combat that, right? Whereas like I go to a place in New York and I'm like, I don't really have anything in common with the people that stayed in New York, that have born and raised in New York. I'll be sitting with them. I'm like, y'all are fucking vanilla. But then you sit in a room with people that fucking rode their bike across the country. Then you sit in the room with somebody that played professional soccer all over the world. Then you sit in the room with somebody that's fucking lived in 18 countries. You're like, bro, there's something there. And it's because they explore it. And that's where I'm like, we keep going back to this of like, get your experience. It doesn't cost much to travel. And people are going to be like, yeah, easy for a white guy to say. Yeah, bitch. I was on fucking food stamps and welfare until I was 17. And I never made more than $43,000 in a year. So go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Like, I traveled hitchhiking. I always stayed in hostels. Half the time I didn't even pay for the hostel and I just snuck in.
Yeah.
Like, I never paid for shit. Like, yeah, it was unjust. I stole from fucking grocery stores and shit. Yeah, sue me. I didn't have any money. But now I'm in a position where I'm in a better place, right? And like a lot of these things that happen, Like people get pissed at poor people for doing X, Y, and Z. Most crime happens because people can't afford shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Survivalists.
Yeah. But you need experience. Because if you're going to be worth fucking anything, you need it. So then you need to figure out what you can sacrifice on and what you can't. Backpacking from Russia to Africa, right? Dude, we fucking stole from so many grocery stores. We would steal as much shit as we could. I would be drinking fucking gallons of yogurt just to stay full. I had traveled Russia to Africa, Northern Africa, 4 months, like 20 countries on $3,000.
Damn.
Hitchhike, sneak on trains, stay in the bathroom, hide,
Frugal.
fucking sleep outside.
Yeah.
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Because
frugal.
I wanted it that bad. Now, I'm not telling fucking 17-year-olds to go fucking steal shit. I'm just saying that's what I did. But like there is something there that like you're either going to steal shit and you're going to live in your hometown forever, or you're going to steal shit while you're in fucking Indonesia.
Yeah.
Don't go to jail, please.
You're more about the mentality of like, you can't do this.
It's just creativity.
Yeah,
You just do
that's
whatever
as
it
frugally
takes.
as possible.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's always a way. I used to love sneaking into sporting events. I loved it. Like it was sincerely one of my favorite things in the world. And I snuck into a World Cup qualifier, USA versus Costa Rica at Red Bulls Arena. 3 floors up, I saw there was a chain link fence. And at the top of the chain link fence, I could hop 5 feet onto a stairwell.
Okay.
And I'm like, there's always a way in. There's always a way in for anything in life, whether it be a stadium, whether it be fucking anything. I don't care. A job, a company, anything. There's always a way in. I was walking around the stadium and I'm like, bro, that's 30 feet up. And I'm like, if I fall, I'm going to be fucked. And then there was 2 security guards. But then I noticed that one security guard would go this way and turn, and they were both on the same cadence. And I was like, bro, they both turn their back at the same time. If I wait for one to go the other way, maybe somebody's going to ask for something, whatever. I remember FaceTiming my dad. I was like, yo, just letting you know if I fall from this, like, it's going to hurt like fuck, but this is how I'm getting into the game. My dad's like, dude, don't do it. All of a sudden, a little girl runs up to the security guard to ask a question. And I'm on the FaceTime with my dad. And I was like, fucking, this is the moment. Boom. I throw my dad into my pocket and I scale 30 feet up on a chain link fence. I hop the 5 feet onto the stairwell. I was in the game. That was that.
That's it.
There's always a way in.
Yeah.
Always a way in. I remember pulling the phone out of my pocket. I was like, and my dad's like, you're a fucking idiot. Don't do that again. And like, but it was fun, right? And it was just like,
hell yeah.
I was 20, right? Like I didn't have experience.
That's a stamp on your timeline. Like,
Yeah.
that is a very significant part or a moment, if anything. That's
because
crazy.
it's an attitude. It's a mentality of saying like, dude, fuck the system. I don't care. I'm Dalton Weeks. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Hyping yourself up.
Yeah. And it's like, anybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to leave tomorrow, barring fucking financial shit, like financials is something I understand. But like, if you wanted to get 3 jobs, work 120 hours a week, and work at fucking 3 restaurants, there's places that stay open all night, 24/7. Go get a job there. You could get 2 jobs easy.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be sleeping. But guess what? That's a sacrifice. And I lived that for fucking 7 years, bro.
Yeah.
Just like as many jobs as I can, right? You can move to fucking Zimbabwe, Zanzibar, fucking somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And go experience whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
If there's some health coach that you follow that you're like, dude, this guy fucking gets it. And they're in fucking Warsaw, Poland. You're like, guess what? I'm going to go to Poland. I'm going to spend 6 months in Poland. I'm going to learn how to speak Polish. And I'm going to fucking hang out with whatever their name is.
Do you know what's funny?
Fucking Igor.
That's the mentality of everybody in LA because they're not from LA.
Mm-hmm. No, hustlers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, get in. Last night, the party,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's like hanging out, talking amongst themselves, bunch of white people. You know where I was? My dad was like looking for me all over the place. They had a taco truck out front. I was in the taco truck drinking beers with the taco people. And my dad's like,
of course you are.
What the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing? And I was like, oh, bro, we're talking. His kid was a goalkeeper. So he's like showing me goalkeeper videos.
Oh,
I was out
shit.
there for 2 hours
That's
just shooting the
sick.
shit. And I was like, dude, where did you guys come from? They're like, oh, we're from Jalisco. And I was like,
That is so
gangster.
sick.
But
So
they're
sick.
hustlers.
Yeah.
You get in with the hustlers and like you are the average of the people you hang out with. Again, cliche. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you hang out with a bunch of people that are fucking stoned to the bone, doing drugs, fucking not working out, fucking not producing anything, consuming bullshit. What do you think you're going to be?
Yep.
A fat fucking cunt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a millionaire.
Yes, suck my cock.
Yeah,
bro.
he said
I'm gonna do full splits in 30 days. Yeah, okay. Like people
Good
in
luck.
my fucking splits videos, they're like, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, like let me see you do your fucking full splits.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't even see your dick, bro. Like, I'm like,
I'm trying to find it somewhere.
I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
No, there's so much fucking truth to that, though.
God, dude.
No, I like this style of just chatting, by the way.
Oh, this is how all of our podcasts are.
Really?
Yeah.
Outside of just meeting somebody the first
I tell
time.
them I don't care if there's pauses either. I'm just,
Yeah.
You know,
no,
it's kinda
it's nice because it's like you can just flow with whatever comes. I think that there's like
exactly.
like the authenticity can one, hopefully you guys get a fuckload of clips from all of this shit.
Oh,
100%
baby.
we will. I'm just gonna pause it right here,
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
so I can take a quick bathroom break. It's been
No, that's bro, thank you guys for fucking just bringing me in, and it's like it's fun to be able to
kind of
touch on this stuff and like
yeah. Welcome home.
yeah, bro.
Straight up,
This is the 2AM podcast is his home,
Yeah, that,
not
yeah.
Riverside.
dude. We literally
this is my set button. It really is because
Yes.
it's like the first one was like, bro, it was so long ago.
Oh, it was number 17 for us. We're on
How does that
166.
feel for y'all, bro?
dude.
How does that feel? Being that deep, man?
I mean, it's a little strange, but at the same time, it has given me a lot of like mindful power. I would say it's strange. It gets me to look for troubles on this earth and to kind of just empathize with it, or try to come up with my own solutions, figure out why I think the way I think. Are there people that think the way I do? And it kind of, through that, you meet all kinds of different individuals. And my favorite thing in the world now is when a random person comes up to you and says, hey, I bet you're an Aries. And you're like, what the hell? You're right. And then he just goes on and on about why this and that, and you were probably heartbroken, and you were probably this, and he starts to like try to like figure you out, and you're just like, any person would perceive this as crazy, but I am enjoying the crap out of this, and this is the best conversation.
Zade's over here like, dude, fuck
Yeah,
this.
I've had all year. No, straight up, because this happens to me sometimes, and I would have perceived it differently before. I would have been like, what does this crackhead want?
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, I want to know this, like this, like just like how I came out of a home. This person came from somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to figure that out. And it kind of just, I think, adds more details in the thoughts that you have. And that's where it's been. And on top of that, it's just made me want to always be proactive, keep my energy levels at a constant, which means getting into health coaching, getting into sleep, getting into nutrition and anatomy, anthropology, freaking everything, dude.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're becoming like this one man kind of performer, but at the same time, you do a lot of work in the dark to kind of just for the majority. You're not doing it for yourself anymore. You're doing it for the whole of society. And we hope to see society grow into like an even bigger place filled with greatness.
If only people knew all
That's the way I look
behind
at
the
it.
scenes. 166 episodes. Like, first of all, we knew we were going to get to this point because all we do is put in the fucking reps for anything we do. So
we just said it. We just said, watch. Just keep watching. I always tell him this.
Yeah.
The movie's playing. It hasn't ended yet. Just keep it playing.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening tomorrow. You don't know what's happening the day after. Like sometimes you would freak out. I remember this in the middle of the beginning. He's like, damn, dude, like our views are going down. Like, what are we doing? And I was like, we're not doing anything wrong. You gotta notice this. Just like anything in the world, everything has seasons. Okay.
Yeah.
It's ups and downs and all this stuff. So earlier in the episode, he said, the market is like life, where you have the bounce points. When you look at a graph for so long, you start to realize that you live your life thinking of patterns too. So so you start realizing the bounce backs, and then you start realizing that life is just a graph.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would get trapped into that, the metrics for like a few times, but if there's one thing that I've mastered, it's just showing it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking effortless for me.
Yeah.
it might as well be like, oh, I'm taking a piss right now.
Exactly.
It's just
You don't stop. Persistence is
Do you
still a
think
part
that's
of it.
from sports?
it has to be.
I think it does too.
When you show up for practice, like fucking every single
And
day.
you're like, dude, I don't feel like playing. I don't feel like doing anything.
Yeah.
Soccer's like we talked about this like just downstairs, right? Like, I don't know where I'm at with it anymore. I want to play at the highest level. I want to be in shape. I want to fucking do all these things. There's some like fucked up, like sadistic part of me that's like, yeah, no, I still want to fucking hit it. I still want to like, just to say like, yeah, no, fuck you, I did it. Because it's just who I am. It's like, I was on that call with the head partner guy. And he was like, so what's your plan? I was like, yeah, I'm going to move to Mexico City. I'm going to work down there. And I'm playing on a semi-professional soccer team while I'm down there. One of my guys at Zoom hooked me up. So I'm going to get to play while I'm down there. And he's like, so you're going to play semi-professional soccer and you're going to work full-time as an analyst and you're going to host these podcasts. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. I'm like,
not really.
I've been told that my entire life.
I was like, yeah, okay, that might be a lot for you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not fantasizing about work all the time. I'm like, I have other things, right?
yeah.
And I'm like, so now what if like my last game was Zoom? We should have fucking won it. We ended up drawing 1-1, but I had like 13 saves. It was just one of those games that I was just fucking dialed in and everything just went the right way, right? And the coach came up to me after the game and he's like, yo, I'll pay you $250 a game next year. The coach of the other team. He's like, stay in New York, $250 a game. Come play. Play 6 games a month. It's a lot of money, right? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go down to Mexico. And so now it's like, I'm not going to be making fucking jack shit. But at the same time, it's like the experience, right? So say we get into like some Mexican, like US has US Open Cup. Like you get into like a Mexican country cup or something.
Mm-hmm.
You show out, you're playing against Pumas and you like make 27 saves in a game.
You never
like
know.
I am a shot stopper. That's always what I've been, right? I'm like, dude, if that happens, I'm going to show up. I'm going to work as hard as I can every day because I like it. It's showing up. I just like it.
Exactly.
And it's like sadistic and fucked up and I'm tired and I'm all those things, but it's sexy.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's like, dude, you are young and hot once. What is the thing that you want to do?
Yeah.
What are the multiple things that you want to do? There's seasons, right? Just because this season already went and it's coming down, this season's just getting started. You know what I'm saying? So like having the timing to diversify into different interests and different hobbies, you could fucking do shit at a very high level if you're focused.
Yep.
And just because like this physical side is going down, my fucking creative side is going up. My creative side is going down and my fucking health side is going up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
We aren't just one thing. Like you said earlier, like who are you? What is your goal? My goal is so dynamic that on Monday I'm this guy and on Thursday I'm that guy.
100%.
And it's like to be able to have that fluid state of like, this is Dalton Weeks and I'm fucking all these things. Some people know me and they don't know that I speak Spanish. But then I go to hang out with my Venezuelan buddies and we're only speaking in Spanish. And then some people don't know about me in Web3. And then other people only know me as Web3 guy. You get what I'm saying? It's
Renaissance,
like
man.
Being dynamic and like having
so right.
You have to find that balance of, and like we said earlier, there is no balance. Balance is 98-2 sometimes. Like, but when you're pitted, be pitted. And when you're out of that season, be out of the season.
Yeah, be
it's
full.
Okay.
Embrace everything to the fullest.
If you're resting,
right.
rest. If you're working, work. If you're really into what you're doing, fucking be into it. There's no shame in any of that. Like if you aren't happy in a relationship, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Talk about like different ideas, right? We fucking bottleneck ourselves into these like old fucking theories and ideas of how life is. It's like, fuck you. You don't think I could fucking play professional soccer, be an analyst, and fucking make a fuckload of money? Suck my balls and watch it work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Kanye
Roger
mentality.
Bannister, right? With the 4-minute mile.
Yep.
Like he breaks it and then all of a sudden everybody's running 4-minute miles. It's like, bro, it's because you're soft. You're soft. I'm not soft.
Yeah.
I might be wrong and I might not make it, but I'd rather shoot as high as I can. And if I miss, I miss. But now I'm 27. I've done all this shit. It's like, you and me are in a fucking room and we're fighting over something. Guess what? Daddy's going to win. Because that's just how it is. Like, I know it. You know it. We had that penalty shootout in the playoffs the other day. It was like a week ago, right? Bro, 5 penalty saves and 5 penalty kicks.
Saved all.
I saved all of them.
Hey.
And we ended up winning 1-0 on the penalty kicks because my team couldn't fucking hit the net. Like they botched it. And I just save. The last guy came up and he was looking at me and I was just talking shit. I was talking shit the whole time. I was like touching the post. I gave him the ball. I picked it up and I gave it to him and put it in his hands. I was like, you going top ends? You going top end? Are you going down here?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, honestly, I see you. You're looking at me right now. You ain't even gonna fucking hit the net. I see it, bro, because I'm in your head.
Yeah.
You're not even hitting the net. Bro, why are you thinking like that? All right, bro. Are you going to hit it right here? No, bro. You're fucking missing the net. He missed the net by 30 feet. I was in his dome. Bro, he shanked the fuck out of it. And he just put his head in his hands and was like, what did I just do? And I was like, bro.
Keepers try that shit on me. I just don't even acknowledge it.
No, you don't acknowledge and you just go in.
Yeah.
I lived in his head. He probably still thinks about it. He's like, bro, fucking.
That is so funny.
I love it.
He probably heard it clear as day too, like just echoing.
And it was getting louder.
Yeah.
And I saw as soon as if he wasn't going to be acknowledging it, I would have changed my tactic.
That is.
I'd have been like, all right, cool. He's not fucking paying attention.
Yeah.
Like now I'm going to focus on me and now I'm just going to stop it. But as soon as I saw the small little, like he was looking at the ball, looked at me, I was like, oh, I'm in your head. I fucking see it, bro. I'm in your head right now. You're going to miss it. I just saw you make the decision. It's over. Don't even take it.
Yeah.
Have somebody else take it. You just fucked up. And bro, he was gone. He like, oh shit. No, I'm actually gonna. And it was Inception, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when you have something like that and you know you're right, be right. Be totally right. And if somebody fucking gives you shit on it, bro, know that you're right. But at the same time, be humble when you lose.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what's funny? You're going to be in the head of thousands of people right now after this episode.
Sir.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, you know where to find us. We're on YouTube at the 2 a.m. podcast. So go ahead and check us out and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. And if you can give us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, that'd be wonderful. It'd help us a lot. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Adios.
Peace.